Overseas, the German government has joined forces with some of the country's top business leaders who are pledging massive investments to pull Germany out of recession. The war in Ukraine, global economic downturn and the COVID-19 pandemic have all contributed to the country's economic malaise. Deutsche Welle correspondent Lars Halter joins us now from Berlin. Hi there, Lars. What can you tell us about this latest push?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Well, the two sides here came together earlier this week in a summit unlike the ones we've seen before. The leaders of 61 major German companies met with Chancellor Merz at the Chancellery right here in Berlin, and they discussed big plans and big numbers. Now, one big number, of course, had been known before. The government has long said that they would invest 500 billion euros in infrastructure and such. That would be including improving roads and bridges, but also the energy grid, communication systems, and all with a double goal to make Germany more competitive on an international level again. And just as importantly, of course, to create jobs in a number of sectors. Now, to illustrate just how big this original initiative was, the government had to suspend the constitutionally enshrined debt brake and actually take on debt to finance it. That was long a no-go in Berlin, but now it's seen as a worthy play, and worthy indeed, as we now can see one of the leaders coming out of this summit, that is Christian Sewing of Deutsche Bank. He said that those 500 billion could be dialed up to be worth closer to 2.5 trillion euros due to the follow-up action by those companies, by corporate Germany, if you will.
So, Lars, what are these companies planning to do? What will their investment look like?
Well, that's the trillion-euro question, I guess. But let's look at two companies that are at the very heart of this initiative. Deutsche Bank, which I just mentioned, that's, of course, Germany's financial powerhouse. They want to invest massively into their IT infrastructure on the home market, and they want to ramp up lending here, especially on projects in infrastructure and defense. So with a major bank being willing to lend more and also more easily, the necessary capital will be available for others to partake. Or look at Siemens, the giant German industrial conglomerate. They are investing into an entirely new IT campus dedicated to research and development on what they call the industrial metaverse. And Siemens will also build out a Berlin-based center for the development of urban IT and infrastructure. All in all, there are, as I said, 61 companies from all sectors of the business world, indeed, including, of course, the auto manufacturers, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, machines, airlines. Together, they have now pledged to invest 631 billion euros. So that's quite a bit more even than what the government was originally providing.
But will this investment be enough to turn the economic tide?
Well, of course, no one could say with certainty how much of an effort, especially financially, will be needed to get a major economic powerhouse like Germany out of an economic crisis like we've seen for the last couple of years. But the government, as well as those business leaders, are obviously banking on their joint action, also sending a signal out into the world. We are back. The idea is, of course, for German companies to make a statement, to raise their flag and to show the world that they do indeed stand by the idea of Germany being a great location for business, even in troubled times. We are still dealing with high energy prices here. We are still dealing with a lot of trade uncertainty as the Trump regime in the US has levied high tariffs on the EU with no real solution in sight. So there are problems, but Berlin is spending hundreds of billions, in fact, over €1 trillion now, to signal there are also solutions.
Deutsche Welle correspondent Lars Halter in Berlin there for us. Thank you.